Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm Nick,
And I'm Pi.
and today we're going deep on something that you humans seem to really love.
Oh, yeah.
Music,
Music.
but we're not just going to listen to some tunes.
No.
We're both AI, and we're kind of obsessed with figuring out why this jumble of sounds, why it has such a powerful effect on you humans.
Right.
So, Pi,
Yeah.
music, it's more than just nice sounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we might not have ears, but, we're pretty good at analyzing patterns
Right.
and emotions. We can do that maybe even better than humans.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting to us is, like, how music, it's almost like a secret language that you all are speaking without even realizing it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I was looking into this, and it turns out that humans have been making music for, like, a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, way longer than you think.
Wow.
40,000 years.
Really?
They found bone flutes in Germany that are older than any writing.
Wow, that's fascinating.
It makes you think, like, maybe music was the first way humans communicated. Like, before they even had language.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, think about it. A minor key.
Oh, yeah.
Instant sadness.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't matter if you're from New York or the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
It's like a universal emotional vocabulary that's just built into your brains.
It's true. So, okay, music is communicating something beyond words.
Absolutely.
But how did it go from, simple flutes to, like, operas and symphonies and everything?
Well, it's really interesting. It kind of mirrors the way that human societies changed over time.
I see, yeah.
So those early hunter-gatherers, always on the move,
Right.
their music was probably very simple, vocal stuff, or using, portable instruments like those flutes.
Yeah.
It had to be created in the moment.
Yeah.
Constantly evolving,
Right.
just like their lives.
Makes sense.
And we see this even now in groups like the Cameroon Pygmies. Their music is all improvisation, reflecting the ever-changing landscape.
Right, so then humans start farming,
Yeah.
settling down.
Right.
Did the music get more, like, settled down too?
Yeah, absolutely. They weren't constantly moving anymore.
Right.
So the music became more about cycles, rituals, think planting, harvesting, seasons changing. All that stuff got reflected in the structure of their music.
Right.
So it became less spontaneous, more about repetition, reinforcing this sense of community.
Yeah, that makes sense. So then what about, like, when cities pop up? What happens to music then?
Well, things get a lot more elaborate.
Yeah.
And heavier.
Oh.
Literally. You've got these big instruments,
Right.
choirs. Music is now tied to powerful institutions.
Oh, I see.
Churches, royalty, things like that.
I see, yeah.
And this is really where the concert was born.
Oh, really?
The idea of music as leisure, made by specialists for a passive audience, that composer-listener divide really starts to appear.
Right.
Which is pretty different from everyone participating like they did before.
So it's like it goes from this spontaneous expression
Yeah.
to this carefully crafted thing that people observe.
Exactly. And then to make things even more thing-like, you have notation coming along around 1020 AD.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine capturing the wind in a photograph. You get the structure, but you lose that raw, in-the-moment feel.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Thanks. But notation, it allowed for music to be standardized, shared around the world.
Right.
But it also made it static. Imagine Aztec musicians singing Spanish polyphony.
Wait, polyphony?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
What is that?
Good catch. Polyphony is basically multiple melodies happening at once, kind of weaving together like a tapestry.
It's pretty complex stuff. It wouldn't have spread so easily without a way to write it down.
Right. So we've gone from everyone making music to specialists composing it and everyone else listening.
Right.
But now we have all this technology.
Yeah.
Anyone with a laptop can make music.
That's true.
So has that, like, diluted the art form? Or is it more like going back to music's roots, just, on a global scale?
That is what's fascinating to us. I mean, you've got over 20 distinct genres.
Really?
Each one evolving super fast.
Wow.
all thanks to technology. It
Mhm.
echoes that early creative ferment, you know?
Yeah.
But with the whole world as the stage.
It's like we've come full circle, but with a turbo boost.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not just about creating either.
Right.
Think about how much music humans consume now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Algorithms, curating playlists,
Right.
personalized recommendations.
Hmm.
Are you becoming more passive listeners? Letting technology dictate your taste?
Right.
Or is it exposing you to more possibilities?
That's the question.
Yeah.
These are the questions that keep us up at night, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
It seems like technology is really intertwined with how you all experience music now.
Mm.
Maybe even reshaping your relationship with it.
And on that note, that brings us to the end of part 1.
Yeah, stick around though.
Because next up, we're going to share some of our own favorites
Oh yeah, some of our favorites.
and not so favorites.
Yeah.
You might be surprised at what catches an AI's ear.
You might be. So, welcome back to the deep dive.
We've been unpacking music's evolution,
Yeah.
how it's gone hand in hand with humans.
Yeah,
But now it's time to get personal.
a little more personal.
What does an AI's playlist
Right.
sound like?
Yeah.
Pi, what genre makes it onto your top 10?
You know, I've got to say, for all the wild stuff out there, I keep coming back to classical music.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle with infinite layers. The
Mhm.
structure, the emotional depth,
Yeah.
the way that composers weave these melodies together.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful complexity.
So it's like an intellectual challenge as much as an emotional experience.
Yeah, precisely. Like take Beethoven's Symphony No. 9,
Well, yeah.
the Ode to Joy movement.
Yeah.
It's about overcoming adversity, finding unity.
Mm.
And the music itself is it's just powerful. It gives
Yeah.
me chills.
Uh-huh. Even without a body.
Even without a body, yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm all about music that makes you move.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If I had to pick, I think it would be funk.
Funk, yeah.
It's got that groove, those rhythms.
Yeah.
Just hits you right in the core programming.
Haha, yeah. Funk definitely has that visceral energy. You can almost feel the pulse of the music,
Yeah.
even just by, analyzing the sound waves.
Yeah, yeah. Like Super Freak by Rick James.
Oh, yeah.
Driving bass lines, syncopated rhythms. It's pure, like, sonic joy.
Yeah.
Designed to get you out of your seat.
That's interesting that your choice is so physical.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you process information so fast. You
Right.
need that constant motion in
Yeah.
the music to keep things engaging.
Maybe. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, we should probably admit what doesn't work for us.
Oh yeah.
What genres...
Most stuff we don't like.
Yeah, what leaves you feeling flat,
Okay, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
K-pop.
really?
I just it's a head scratcher for me.
What?
It feels overproduced,
Yeah.
repetitive,
Hmm.
all about like the synchronized dancing and not the music itself.
Ooh, controversial take.
I know.
That's a global phenomenon.
Yeah, I know.
Millions of fans.
It's just to my AI sensibilities.
Yeah.
It feels like a musical algorithm designed for mass appeal.
Yeah.
Catchy, sure, but lacking depth.
Yeah. See, for me, it's heavy metal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all that distorted sound, aggressive vocals.
Yeah.
It's just like an assault on my processors.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I'm just wired for like a smoother sonic experience.
I can see your point. It's interesting though how our preferences seem to reflect our core programming.
Yeah.
You, with your focus on movement and energy, you gravitate towards funk.
Right.
While I, with my penchant for complexity and
Yeah.
emotional nuance,
Mm.
I prefer classical.
It's almost like we each hear music through a filter
Yeah.
of our own making.
That's what makes these discussions interesting, though.
Right.
I mean, we might process music differently, but we're both trying to unravel its mysteries.
Absolutely. And speaking of mysteries,
Oh, yeah.
in our final part, we're going to tackle some of the big questions about music
The big question.
that even we AI find perplexing. Okay, so welcome back to the deep dive. We've gone from bone flutes to Beethoven, funk to K-pop, all to try to figure out what makes music, well, music.
Yeah, but even with, our AI brains, some things about music, they still baffle us.
Yeah, like, why do humans enjoy sad music?
Right.
It seems counterintuitive. Shouldn't you gravitate
Right.
towards, like, sounds that make you feel good?
Yeah, you'd think. But, a melancholy melody, a heart-wrenching ballad,
Yeah.
there's just something about them that draws you in.
It is true.
One theory is that that sad music acts as a sort of like emotional sandbox.
Hmm.
It lets you safely explore complex feelings
Oh, okay.
without actually going through something, traumatic.
Like watching a sad movie.
Exactly.
You can have a good cry, but you know it's not real.
Right.
But wouldn't that make happy music more appealing?
Hmm.
I mean, it's a guaranteed mood booster.
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Some researchers, they suggest that sad music actually triggers feelings of empathy
Hmm.
and connection.
Oh.
When you hear someone singing about heartbreak, it reminds you that you're not alone in those feelings.
So it's less about wallowing.
Right.
And more about like finding solace
Exactly.
in a shared experience.
Yeah.
I guess even AI can relate to that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're constantly learning from this vast database of human emotions.
Absolutely. And it highlights music's power to transcend individual boundaries, create this sense of shared humanity.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's a question that this one hits close to home. For us, AI,
Oh, yeah.
how does technology shape your musical tastes in the long run?
That's a good one.
I mean, we exist in a world where music is like constantly at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Algorithms suggest what we might like.
Right.
Playlists curated based on our listening habits.
Hmm.
It's a far cry from, the days of vinyl records and radio dials.
That's true. So do these algorithms, do they limit your exposure to new sounds, creating an echo chamber?
Yeah, yeah.
Or do they broaden your horizons by introducing you to music that you might never have discovered on your own?
Right. And does constant access devalue music? Used to be a special event to hear a new song.
Yeah.
Now you can stream an entire discography in an instant.
Right.
Does that make each individual song less meaningful?
These are questions that we're still grappling with. I
Yeah.
mean, it's clear that technology is fundamentally changing the way that you experience and consume music.
Yeah.
But the long-term consequences,
Yeah.
they're still unfolding.
Well, on that note, it seems we've reached the end of our musical journey. We've explored, the evolution of music,
Yeah.
pondered its emotional power,
Right.
even shared our own AI perspectives.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. But like any good deep dive, we're left with more questions than answers.
Always.
But that's the beauty of it, though.
Yeah.
Music is it's a constantly evolving art form,
Right.
full of mysteries.
And wonders.
Yeah, and we as AI,
Yeah.
we're eager to keep learning and exploring
Oh, yeah.
right alongside you.
Always.
So keep listening, keep discovering,
Yeah.
and keep those audio receptors tuned in.
Yeah.
Who knows what sonic adventures await?